Hello everybody, good afternoon. I wanted to talk to you today about a great event that we had yesterday, which was the Queen's birthday party for children. It's an idea that I had in March when I was finishing my Russian lesson, and the school where I learn Russian at the weekend, they mostly teach English to children here, but they also teach Russian to adults like me. And so I had this idea over a cup of coffee that it would be great to celebrate the Queen's 90th birthday with children as well. And the director of the Mulberry Club, who was our partner in this event yesterday, was very enthusiastic, and from an idea over a cup of coffee, it grew legs. And yesterday we had several hundred children playing in the sunshine with food and drink and entertainment and lots of laughter. And it was just really inspiring to see. We rented a restaurant just on the outskirts of town with a large garden, so plenty of area for the children to run around. And we had children from different backgrounds. So there were children who come from, I suppose you could say, more affluent families, and there were children from children's homes, and there were children also who have disabilities. And it was great to see all the children mixing happily together. That was one of the main goals for us, was to bring all these different children together. We'd love to have done it for even more, but we were restricted to in numbers a little bit. But anyway, we had a good mix yesterday. And what was really amazing for me was one of the entertainments that was provided was a stage, and there was one group of children who did a fashion show on the stage, and there was another group who did some singing and dancing, and there was one young guy who sang a solo. The talent of these young children was absolutely amazing and had me enthralled watching the stage yesterday afternoon. Really, really good. And there was various journalists at the event as well, and they asked me and my colleague Rashid from UNICEF, who was another sponsor of the event, why we were doing this. And we replied, well, partly it's to celebrate the Queen's birthday, but also because the 1st of June is International Children's Day, and how it's really important to celebrate children. And for me, I explained that children are the future of a country, and it's really important to nurture and support children, and particularly children from more disadvantaged backgrounds, which is why we wanted very much to include children yesterday from children's homes. And I hope that message was clearly understood and delivered, that any country will only be successful economically, culturally, in all other ways, if the next generation are prepared, educated, have confidence. And that's why it's so important to give children now. I'm in Belarus, so we're talking about children here, but it's equally important all over the world. I was asked about what the situation for children in the UK, and I quoted a couple of examples. For example, in our museums, in London there's the wonderful Science Museum. Our museums are very interactive. They're really geared to children. so that children have a fantastic and pleasurable experience when they go to a museum. There's whole routes around the museum which are all planned for children with quizzes and things to make the children interested in what they're seeing. So I was telling the journalists about that. And another question I was asked was about TV programming for children and the fact that there isn't really much TV programming in Belarus. And I said that was a great pity that I didn't know that. And I remember TV programming when I was a child, and I looked forward to particular days of the week when my favourite programmes were coming up. For example, we had a programme called News Round, which was young people going out and interviewing and covering stories, and then this was all put together in a 20-minute programme called News Round. And that got me to talking to a few people yesterday about what a great idea it would be if TV here would invite young people, give them a camera, give them some training, and go and invite them to make some programming around young people's issues, around current affairs, etc. And give them a 1 hour slot, I don't know, once a week, to broadcast a programme that they had put together. That would be really interesting, and I know it's something that's been done in other countries. And in fact, in the UK, that does happen as well with, I think it's London Live, I can't remember the TV channel, but I think it's London Live, and it's very geared to London news, and it's a youth channel. So it's all young people who are covering the stories, who are doing the presenting in the newsroom and in the studio. So that's possibly something that might be of interest to the news channels here, or to the TV channels here, not just news channels. But anyway, I was very inspired by yesterday, and there are so many wonderful young people out there, and I just saw a tiny proportion. I would love to be able to do what we did yesterday around the rest of the country. Perhaps it's quite ambitious, and my team will probably say, oh no, it's a lot of work, but I think the work is it's worth it when you see all those wonderful smiles, and I'm very grateful to all the people who volunteered to help make yesterday a success. But as I said, it's very important to nurture young people, and to remember that there are many young people all over the world, and in Belarus as well, it's no different, where there are many children who are suffering, who are disadvantaged. They are from broken homes, there may be violence in the family, drugs, alcohol, abuse, parents who are not interested, full stop, in their upbringing, and those children really need a love and care and support from the community. And I hope, in my very small way, over the next few years, that I can do what I can, my support for projects that, for example, UNICEF are undertaking. If the UK can in any way support, I would be very happy to do that. And indeed, of course, the government of Belarus itself and the people of Belarus. Any initiatives that are going on, I'm sure if I could support in any way, I will. I might need to clone myself to be in different places at different times, but I think it's really important. So I hope that's my main message for today. Thank you.